interesting. I don't know if you guys are into like hi-fi audiophile craziness. We're talking, the very exotic amps that cost $20,000 for two stereo because of magical moments, right?
Mhm.
And Stereophile put out this. They reprinted an article that they did, I think, maybe back in the 90s or 80s, and it was with Bob Carver, right? And if you guys remember him, he put
Yeah.
out some amazing amps and speakers and whatnot. And what he did was, he said, "Look, I could make my amplifier sound like any amplifier out there," because he narrowed it down to a couple of key measurements that if you ran it through what they did a null test, there's no difference. And then when they tested it, just listening, there was no difference. And he was comparing it to Mark Levinson amplifiers, whatever. His amplifier was like 1/10, 1/100th. I mean, really inexpensive, using just whatever parts he can pull off the shelf because it's all in the design. He says, look, anyone could do this. And I'm able to copy any other amplifier. You give an amplifier you love the sound of, I can make it exactly that without the exotic parts or the super thick aluminum. I'm thinking, we've been talking about this for decades now, and yet I notice consumers don't want to hear that can be reproduced. They want the magic. They want the romance, knowing that this has the most exotic parts, the whatever parts that you can only find. Even though Bob Carver could make indistinguishable, I mean, they were looking for differences. This is not A/B tested. It was cited, but they were saying, but we're biased. We wanted this not to work, and we couldn't tell the difference. And so they're like, but after that, they were revisiting, like, nothing came of this. No one cared. Consumers were not saying yes. They were like, yeah, I'm still going to pay $10,000 for my exotic. So I think the conclusion is people just want to spend money. They say they want the best sound, but they just, you just want the journey. You don't care if it doesn't sound the same, right?
We have Kaleidoscape there, right? Kaleidoscape is pretty expensive. And you got a lot of people saying, whoa, why don't you buy this other thing? Why don't you buy this other thing? It's less expensive. And really, the person who's probably going to buy a Kaleidoscape is still going to buy a Kaleidoscape.
Yeah.
And there's just
it's not about the money. It's a slick program.
It is.
That's what they're going to buy.
It's a great platform. It's not cheap, but if you want something that's just super seamless, you can go out there and grab any movie you want. Just click a download, purchase it. It's high res, Atmos, maybe not Aural 3D.
Aural upmixing is always available.